Justice, Five of Pentacles, King of Wands. This is definitely the card of abandonment, the Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. Maybe there's unemployment, maybe there's a divorce, maybe there's a walking away or being shut out of a relationship, a family, a community. But we have the King of Wands and Justice flanking on each side. That gives me hope. It actually gives me a good outcome. We have the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of action happening around whatever just happened to you. There's some sort of, maybe there's a legal action happening. Maybe there is two people here, maybe a law firm, that are taking action on your behalf for something that happened to you. There's justice involved with it, and for some reason I'm getting a lot of legalities with this. You were definitely wrong. Someone wronged you, maybe another person as well, and there is justice to be had for this. This is something that is ongoing. We have judgment and justice. I don't know if you can really say any more than that. There's people looking at your case. There's people looking at your situation or what happened to you and judging it in a way where it looks to them as if you've been wronged. Eight of Cups, the Magician, the Sun, Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. So this is a good turnaround that I'm seeing with this scenario. You walked away from something, or you were forced to walk away, actually. I think there was a lot of people here that forced you to walk away. They almost made it seem like they wanted it to make it look like it was your doing. They wanted it to make the scenario look like it was your fault, it was your initiative to walk away or leave something. Meanwhile, that wasn't the case. It was all manipulation. They kicked you out, or they forced you out, or they manipulated you out where you didn't have a choice, or they did something underhandedly here, maybe illegally, where they tried to force you out against your will. Basically, you didn't really want to leave, but you were forced to. And now there's other people looking at your scenario and seeing that there's some sort of legal wrongdoing that happened. There is justice to be had with this. There's people that are working on your behalf. They're alchemizing. They're manifesting a lot of information. They're collecting information that's going to make you happy. It's going to make you feel like there is some sort of community around you that actually cares about you, or cares about your welfare. It's heavy. Okay. We have the Death card. We have the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Cups. I think you'll be celebrating a turning of the pages. You've spent many nights worried about this scenario because you were literally put out of house and home. Maybe you were evicted, or maybe there was some sort of weird scenario happening with where you were living, whether you were renting or owning a home. There's something about your neighbors. There's something about your landlord. There's something about someone you were living with. There's something going on with your living arrangements that forced you out prematurely. And it wasn't your decision, like you were forced to make the decision. And when people make you feel so uncomfortable, or they make you feel so abandoned, or they make you feel so creeped out by what they're doing, or maybe they're just not even letting you sleep, they're doing something to you to force you out of a scenario on your own accord, but meanwhile you were forced out, if that makes sense. So they can cover their tracks and look like they didn't do anything to you, but there are witnesses here. There are people that have seen this, what has happened, and now they're starting to see that you walked away because you had to. this has caused a lot of anxiety for you. This has caused a lot of sleepless nights for you because there's a lot of problems that open up when you have to jump ship without a plan. It's something that no one really wants to do. You're forced to do it. You don't have a choice. It's either stay where you are and die or leave, right? It's something very, um, it was forced upon you. There's people that have witnessed it and actually have seen it happen to you in real time, even though you might not know that people are watching and seeing it because they're not saying anything on your behalf. They're not helping you, that you've been flailing. But there are people that have watched this injustice happen to you, what has caused you with your mental health or your financial health or every kind of health, right? It's all related. Your mental, your physical, and your financial health is related to one another. You might be failing in all three of those scenarios or just struggling at this time, but there is something to be happy about and optimistic here because there's people coming together on your behalf. There's a community that's going to uplift you and help you, speak up for you, and actually show you love in a community form where you might feel like you were put out in the cold by yourself, like the Five of Pentacles shows, like you might have been hurt and put out into the snow. It's something where it's like multiple layers of suffering. Um, you felt like no one was around you to help you. You were abandoned, isolated, or whatever they caused you to be. But lo and behold, there's magic working on your behalf behind the scenes. There's people speaking about this now. It might have been a few years since this has happened, but there's a community that you're not really aware of that is behind you, and they're actually supporting you at this time. And even though it's not being said out loud to you, or you might not know the doings of what everyone else is, what's happening around you because you're trying to survive and move on. There's people around you that are going to help you. There might be legal actions involved, or there might be just some sort of justice to be had, even morally, regarding this. There's a call, there's a getaway. Someone might call you from your past that you haven't spoken to in a really long time. They might try to tell you something that you're not aware of regarding this scenario. They might want to kind of like hide away and meet you somewhere where no one's going to see you guys talking, which is weird. There's some sort of legal action here. There's a lifestyle. This is about secrets. In the closet, down low. There might be someone here that is, maybe you were with someone that was on the down low and they're going to explain this to you now. There's an obsession. They have to tell you this. They can't let go of whatever happened. They want to visit you. There's visit, there's getaway, there's call. Like someone is going to come from this scenario and try and reach out to you to try to make amends or at least tell you some sort of secret, have a conversation with you, kind of just let you know the actual truth about something that happened, why they wronged you. It doesn't really matter because you were wrong. This is around fall that pops out again. This might have happened around the fall, or this going to happen around the next fall. It might have been the fall of your life where everything fell out of, out of like a tower moment that you had. Okay. Who is this person that's going to call you? The World. The Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This might have been a past relationship. This might have been someone that you actually loved, someone that is definitely heart-based. It could be a relationship that you once had with somebody that's going to come out of nowhere, or it's gonna feel like they're coming out of nowhere because you haven't spoken to them in a while. They left you out in the cold. They definitely did something to you to royally mess you up. But now they want to come out of the cold and connect with you and kind of tell you their side of the story, like you care. Page of Pentacles, they kind of want to just offer you something that they didn't tell you before. They want to give you maybe some money because they know that they put you in a position where you had to spend a lot of your money to survive, to get out of it. You were in a position where you were relying on each other. You both were also in a position personally that you were going through, struggling. And at this break, whatever it was, whatever you left, whatever you were forced to leave, it wasn't a good time at all. It wasn't planned. It wasn't a good time. Thankfully, you had some sort of financial cushion, but this wasted your cushion. This wasted all of your savings. This wasted all of your finances. Being just able to get back on your feet, survive, deal with what you were dealing with, and move on. This wasn't a one. This was a multi-dimensional problem, and now there's someone coming back from your past to offer you something, maybe amends. But just be careful because this person is a strict trickster. They lie. They know how to trick you. They know how to charm people. They're smart. They know how to play mind games. So just keep your cards to your chest. If someone comes from your past that you know that has wronged you, do not expect people to change. Even if the wolf comes back, in like a whole different look, he looks pious, he looks mature, he can pretend to be anyone for a day, right? Do not get tricked by these types of people. If someone has wronged you royally before, it's something that you have to leave as is and never look back. People will never change. And the 1% of people that do, you don't wait around for either. And if they want to come back into your life, if they've changed, right, then you can decide then. But until that, you should be moving on and not even looking at these types of people. Don't give people new chances, right? You have to decide not to give them the chance because you're deciding not to get into that energy again. You have to remind yourself when you break up with someone or if you leave someone that wronged you, you have to remind yourself of all the things that they did to you that were bad, because we like to look at history with rose-colored glasses. We tend to look at our exes in a way where we almost forget all the things that were wrong, that were bad, that were negative, that were toxic. And then we start to fixate and romanticize the parts that we miss. But we don't even miss it about that person. We just miss it in general. Oh, I miss having someone around that I could hug, or I miss having someone around that I could spend time with, blah, blah, blah. Don't romanticize your ex. They're your ex for a reason. Okay? So just remember that whoever has wronged you in the past, people don't change. They might be coming back around again. Helicoptering, it's called, with narcissistic people. They'll leave you alone for a while. They'll helicopter back around. They keep you in the loop. So you're kind of attached, kind of not all the time. Don't be attached to people like this. Just, if you want to treat it like an entertainment for the day, great. But just remember to keep your cards to your chest because they're going to use their attraction, or like the attraction that you once had together, against you. Just remember why you left and remember what you had when you left, because they kept you in this energy. They put you in that energy. No one that truly loves you will put you in a Five of Pentacles energy. They'll never kick you out in the snow with a broken foot, and you're sick with no money. Someone that actually cares about your well-being would never do that to you. So remember that if you ever get involved with people from your past, your ex, or anyone that has been negative towards you, has fought with you, has argued with you, has caused you a lot of pain and aggravation, remember that. You can give people a chance to change if they want to redeem themselves, if they show you through their actions personally that they have changed and that they're doing things and they are living the change. But if they don't and they're just talking, and charming, you got to let it go.